Good evening. We'll now call the business session of February 4th, 2020 to order at 6:03 p.m. Welcome to our guests. We provide an opportunity for the public to address the City Council on any agenda item or during the hearing of visitors portion of the agenda. On items other than public hearings, speakers will be allotted one 3-minute presentation regardless of the number of agenda items the speaker wishes to address. If you are here to speak and haven't filled out a registration card, please see the City Secretary staff at the registration table outside the auditorium so that staff can contact you if necessary. If you have handouts, please let us know at the beginning of your presentation and staff will distribute those to the Council. If you are unable to approach the podium due to a physical limitation, a microphone is available to be brought to you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have two sets of minutes to approve, January 7th, 2020 with a correction and January 21st, 2020. Are there any additional corrections? Those will stand approved as read. We have one special presentation tonight from the State Fire Marshal's Office and the Insurance Service Office. Would you all like to go to the podium, please? Yeah. And we have several firefighters here tonight. I know that there is a jackknife tractor trailer on the interstate that has got several of our firefighters occupied and can't be here right now. But
that's right, Mr.
Chief.
Mayor. They were planning to be here, but they're out serving our citizens right now.
Right.
So I know you'll understand. So, Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council, I'm Interim Chief Kevin McGee, and I'm honored to begin the presentation in which the City of Waco is receiving its ISO Class 1 designation. And I'd like to present you with our ISO 1 classification challenge coins, and you have that at your seat. So we're proud to share that with you.
Thank you.
ISO conducts rigorous public protection classification studies in cities and counties throughout the nation in order to determine their capabilities to suppress structure fires. It's this classification study that most insurance companies use to market, underwrite, and to help establish fair premiums for homes and commercial fire insurance. ISO 1 classification is the best that a city can get, and it's not easy. I'm proud to tell you that less than 1% of all the communities in the United States have this ISO 1 classification. Our fire department will proudly display this decal on every fire truck. We think it's fitting to display our ISO 1 classification with our department motto, which says, "We exist to serve," so that every citizen in our city can see what we stand for. I want to acknowledge our retired Fire Chief Bobby Tatum for his incredible leadership. He's here with us this evening. Tatum's vision, perseverance, and dedication made this ISO 1 classification possible. And along with the years of hard work and service by the members of this fire department, our deputy fire chiefs who contributed so much to this work are here. We have two of our deputies here, Chief Bergerson and Chief Beechner. And I also want to acknowledge our water supply superintendent, Mike Norman, for his work on the fire department water supply portion of the study. So thank you. The water supply credit was the highest I've ever seen anywhere. We missed a perfect water supply credit by only 5/100ths of 1 point.
Oh, wow.
So thank you, Mike, and your team. And I also want to acknowledge Communications Supervisor T.J. Rudy. I also want to acknowledge the hard work and the scrutiny that we received from ISO and the State Fire Marshal's Office. So I'd like to turn the podium over to and introduce you to Skip Gibson, who's the manager of the ISO Community Hazard Mitigation, and Deputy State Fire Marshal Jesse Williams.
Thanks, Chief. As the Chief mentioned, it's an honor for me to be here as well, along with the person from us that did all the work, Jeff Edwards, the Senior Field Representative, working along with all your stakeholders in the city. As the Chief mentioned, it's an incredible achievement. It's a comprehensive schedule. It's based on performance, and it's based on 105.5 points. We use a lot of national standards on the fire side, National Fire Protection Association's standards, American Water Works Association on the water, and American, the APCO for the emergency communications as well. You have to score between 90 and 100 points for you to become a Class 1. And the Chief mentioned less than 1% across the country. Right now, there's about 388 communities out of about almost close to 46,000 fire protection areas in the country. Within the state of Texas, Texas is a very progressive state fire protection-wise, and there are, our council is a little different, but about 80 right now, right, Jesse? 77 within the state, which is incredible when you look at how progressive Texas is, and you are one of the 77 now. It is not only with the fire and the water, but the emergency communications and community risk reduction efforts that you do. It's, again, a comprehensive look at all of that determines your public protection classification. With emergency reporting, we do look at the phone lines and the CAD systems and things like that. But what really matters is, because this is based on, the schedule itself is based on the first alarm response to a structure fire. How fast are your folks answering 911 and getting those folks on the street to the fire is vitally important. Within communication, there's 10 points or 10% of the score. And to be a Class 1, you have to score well in all the areas and be tops in all the areas and have a good community risk reduction. In this case, the communications folks got 10 points out of 10. They aced it. They did a great job. On the fire department side, it's important what kind of engines they have and ladders and equipment, but what really matters is where those folks are deployed, how many of them there are, and how fast they can get to that structure fire. So in this case, that's 50%, and they did 43.5% of those points, scoring, really well in all of them. Of particular note, I want to say, is that how well their training is, because they almost scored a perfect score in training, which is a very high bar, as Chief Williams from the State Fire Marshal's Office can attest to. That's an excellent score. And as the Chief said, that's a culmination of really all the hard work and planning that has gone back 10, 15, 20 years that really goes into the performance on the fire side. On the water side, darn near almost a perfect score is just excellent. There are communities across the country that all the stakeholders don't work well together. This is obvious that everybody's working well together, and not only that the fire department gets there quickly, safely, and is trained to do that job, but now they have a reliable water source and water source that's meeting the needed fire flows for the fires that they're encountering. So that's excellent. We add in some community risk reduction. We add in 4.9 points, almost 5. There's a possible 5.5 points. So your total is almost 97 points. That's just an outstanding score and a real testament to all the stakeholders that go into that, and outstanding accomplishment. So again, congratulations. I'm going to introduce Chief Williams from the State Fire Marshal's Office, has a few other comments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. As Skip said, I'm from the Texas Department of Insurance Office of the State Fire Marshal. We have the oversight authority over ISO and the surveys that are done in Texas. The state's very proud of what Waco has done. As Skip said, there's 77 Class 1 fire departments in Texas. I don't think he emphasized enough that there's 380 nationwide, and 77 of those are in Texas. So that kind of tells you what's going on in Texas. This is a community-wide effort. It couldn't happen without the support of the City Council, the funding, and the fire department, water supply, and everything else that went into the grading. It's great that you have a third party come in here. It's not Waco saying we're a Class 1, even though you're going to. It's the third party ISO coming and looking at everything that you have and what you do and deciding that you have everything in place to support the community and the rating. An improved PPC rating can effectively lower the cost of property insurance. This is good. You should be proud of the job that you're doing as a community to make this happen. I'm sure the citizens are very proud of the overall services, and as a result of better fire protection, you should see lower insurance rates. Sometimes we think about insurance and we don't really think about the effect of the improvements that are being made, and that's better fire protection. That's going to benefit folks everywhere. ISO statistics show that the better the ISO rating, the lower the losses when a fire does occur. This is good for the citizens of Waco and good for the insurance industry. It's one thing to say that you're a Class 1, one of the best in the nation, but it means even more, like we said, when ISO comes in and says that. I encourage you to make sure all the community officials and residents within your district are notified of the new public protection classification rating and the effective date of March 1st, 2020. On behalf of the Commissioner of Insurance, Ken Sullivan, the State Fire Marshal, Orlando Hernandez, I'd like to officially approve your Class 1 rating and present you with an award for achieving that goal. We would like to have the mayor come down so we can present the plaques. We'd like to have everyone here that's here from the fire department to come down. We'd like to have whoever's here from the water department to come down, the 911 communications center to come down, and anyone else that would like to come down and participate in the photo op that Waco has earned.
Thank you. I'd like to ask all the council members to join me down.
Okay.
Let's get all you guys to line up in front of the stage. The council can be in front for pictures with the officials. The firefighters behind. And there you go. Well, Mayor, you want the council to be in front along with the. You got the flag you're going to give to him. Okay, give the mayor. Okay.
One more?
This one's a mayor pro tem.
Okay. Okay, this flag is flag stuff.
There we go. There we go. All right. One more time. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. All right, we have one public hearing tonight. It is public hearing 2020-066.
And I apologize, this is going to be a long one. Mayor, members of the council, this is a public hearing to consider an ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas, releasing a portion of the City of Waco's extraterritorial jurisdiction consisting of, one, a 116-acre tract of land located in the Nancy Burwell Survey Abstract 88 and the James Stewart Survey Abstract 815, McLennan County, Texas, and being a portion of Pilgrim Lane, a variable with public road, no formal dedication found. A portion of a called 11.80 acre tract described in deed to Jeffrey M. Lackmeyer, recorded in McLennan County Clerk's document, or MCCD, 2018-015-409, the official public records of McLennan County, Texas, or OPR-MCT, all of the 10-foot wide strip of land dedicated to the street right-of-way, and a portion of lots 1, 2, and 3, Block 2 of the Concanon addition to the City of Waco according to the plat thereof recorded in MCCD 2014-23-172, the OPR-MCT, all of the called .81 acre tract described in the deed to Anita Gay Bricker, recorded in MCCD 2008-06095, the OPR-MCT. All the called 1 acre tract described in a deed to Stormy R. Concanon, recorded in MCCD 2011 028977 of the OPR-MCT. All the called 1 acre tract described in a deed to Anita Gay Bricker, recorded in volume 1789, page 595 of the deed records in McLennan County, Texas. A portion of the called 5.75 acre tract described in a deed to Anita Brickert, recorded in MCCD 2013-07-484 of the OPR-MCT. A portion of the called 19.99 acre tract described in a deed to Billy Don Armstrong and wife Julie Armstrong, recorded in MCCD 2012-39-710 of the OPR-MC. All of the called 20 acre tract described in tract 6 in a deed to Armstrong Family Partnership, recorded in MCCD 2009-06-533 of the OPR-MCT. A portion of the called 31.53 acre tract described in as tract 5 in said deed to Armstrong Family Partnership, recorded in MCCD 2009-006-533 of the OPR-MCT. A portion of the called 144.72 acre tract described in a deed to RKS Texas Investments LP, recorded in MCCD 2012-019-521 of the OPR-MCT, and a portion of the Missouri, Kansas, and Texas Railroad of Texas right-of-way, 100 feet wide. 2, an 88.46 acre tract of land situated in the Yemen Survey, Abstract 956, McLennan County, Texas, embracing a portion of land called 220.377 acre tract conveyed to Lori Land Investments LLC, and clerk's number 2018-009-246, OPR-MCT. A portion of called 134.25 acre tract conveyed as a tract forward to Diana Caldwell Braswell in volume 1656, page 562, deed records of McLennan County, Texas, and a portion of Barnes Road, and 3, a 52.63 acre tract of land situated in the James Stewart Survey, abstract 816, and the E. Heman Survey, abstract 959, McLennan County, Texas, embracing a portion of called 259.19 acre tract conveyed to Missili Group LLC and clerk's number file 2005-001-1937 OPRMCT, providing severability clause and finally determined at the meeting in which this ordinance is passed is open to the public as required by law. Plan Commission did vote by a vote of 7-0 to recommend approval of the request.
Kidding.
Repeat that?
That's right. Get on it.
Are there any questions for staff?
Mayor and Council, I would like to recognize Joseph Pace, the city manager of Lorena. It was a pleasure working with him and the mayor, working through this ETJ exchange, and we appreciate your partnership.
Yep. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here tonight. All right. We'll open a public hearing for comments, or is there anyone here who would like to discuss this item? I'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion?
I will move approval on first reading.
Second.
Discussion? Please poll the council.
Aye.
Meek. Kennard. Sabito. Fairfield. Deaver.
Yes, that motion carries. The following agenda item was removed from the consent agenda and will be voted on separately. It is Resolution 2020-078. Is there a motion?
Motion for approval?
Second.
Any discussion?
Just want to say that our charter requires that our city attorney's contract be for a term of 4 years. And in anticipation of my no longer being on the council after May, I feel like consideration of this item would fairly deprive my immediate successor of being able to have a say in one of our 4 direct appointees for what would be a term of, would be 2 consecutive terms, which I just don't think is appropriate. And so I am not in favor of this item.
Okay. Any further discussion? Please poll the council.
Holmes.
Aye.
Meek.
Yes.
Kennard. No. Sabito.
Yes.
Fairfield. Deaver.
Yes, that motion carries. The consent agenda tonight consists of resolutions 2020-067 through 2020-079, with the exception of 2020-072, which was pulled from the agenda earlier, and 2020-078, which we just voted on. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
Move approval on the consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? Please poll the council.
Holmes. Meek. Kennard.
Yes.
Sabito. Fairfield. Deaver.
Yes, that motion carries. We have 3 ordinances tonight. Ordinance 2020-080 was pulled from the agenda, and we anticipate putting that on a future agenda. The rest of the ordinances are all on second reading, beginning with ordinance 2020-081.
2020-081, an ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas. Because that's where we're starting, right, Mayor?
Right, that's
Okay.
correct.
I'm sorry, we were having a little sidebar here. An ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas, providing the Code of Ordinances of the City of Waco be amended by revising Section 28-247 and Chapter 28 zoning of said code, providing that the zoning map shall be changed so that certain property described as being all of that tract of land in McLennan County, Texas, being part of lots 1 through 3 and part of Lot 8, Block 27 of the H&TC Railroad Addition to the City of Waco as recorded Volume 186, page 396 of the deed records of McLennan County, Texas, being all of Lot 7 and part of lots 4 through 6, Block 27 of the H&TC Railroad Addition to the City of Waco as recorded Volume 186, page 396 of the deed records of McLennan County, Texas, being all of Lot 7 and part of Lot 6 and part of Lot 1, Block 23 of the H&TC Railroad Addition to the City of Waco as recorded in Volume 186, page 396 of the deed records of McLennan County, Texas, and being all of Lots 8 and 9, Block 23 of the H&TC Railroad Addition to the City of Waco, McLennan County, Texas, as shown on plat recorded in Volume 186, page 396 of the deed records of McLennan County, Texas, known as 201 Pleasant Street, 409, 411, and 415 Taylor Street, 315 and 321 Taylor Street, 319 Bridge Street, 216 and 217 Myrtle Street, shall be changed from M2 and M3 district classification and become and be designated to C4 district classification, providing for penalties, providing a severability clause, and finding and determining the meeting at which this ordinance is passed is open to the public as required by law. This ordinance was approved by a 6-0 council vote on first reading on January 21st, 2020.
All right, is there a motion?
Move for approval on second reading.
Second.
Any discussion? Please poll the council.
Holmes.
Aye.
Meek.
Yes.
Kennard.
Yes.
Sabido.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, Bearfield
Yes.
and Deaver. Did I
Yes.
get everyone?
I think so, yes.
We can go again.
That motion carries. Ordinance 2020-082.
An ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas, amending the city plan for the physical development of the City of Waco by amending Appendix A to add C4 on Elm Avenue and Bridge Street only as permitted zoning district under the mixed-use flex and land use designation, providing a severability clause and finding and determining the meeting at which this ordinance is passed is open to the public as required by law. This ordinance was approved by a 6-0 council vote on first reading on January 21st, 2020.
Is there a motion?
Motion for approval on second reading.
Second.
Discussion. Please poll the council.
Aye.
Meek.
Yes.
Kennard.
Yes.
Sabido.
Yes.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Deaver.
Yes, that motion carries. Ordinance 2020-083.
An ordinance amending Chapter 21 Solid Waste of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Waco, Texas by 1, adding definitions, 2, for residential collection, establishing requirements for the placement, preparation, weight, and size of trash, yard waste, brush, recyclables, and bulky waste, and the frequency of its removal by the city, declaring that trash, yard waste, brush, recyclables, and bulky waste placed in violation a nuisance, and allowing summary abatement and a lien by the city. 3, renaming Article 3 Commercial Collection Services by the city, and adding provisions to delineate the level of city service and to establish requirements for preparation and placement of solid waste for collection. 4, for residential and commercial collection, prohibiting certain items from placement for collection, and to provide requirements for disposal of items not eligible for city collection. And 5, renumbering and renaming other articles and sections in conformance therewith. Repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing a severability clause, providing for inclusion in the code, providing for penalties, providing an effective date, and finding and terminating the meeting at which this ordinance is passed is open to the public as required by law. This ordinance was approved by a 6-0 council vote on first reading on January 21st, 2020.
Is there a motion?
Motion for approval on second reading.
Any discussion? Please poll the council.
Holmes.
Aye.
Meek. Kennard. Sabido. Bearfield. Deaver.
Yes, that motion carries. We will now open the hearing of visitors. During the hearing of visitors section of the agenda, we provide an opportunity for any citizen to present concerns or address issues that are not matters for consideration listed on the agenda. Council is unable to conduct discussion, but will listen, ask staff to look into concerns, and provide follow-up. Please provide registration information so that staff can contact you if necessary. If you have handouts, please let us know at the beginning of your presentation, and staff will distribute those to the council. If you are unable to approach the podium due to a physical limitation, a microphone is available to be brought to you. When called to the podium, please state your name and address for the record. Each speaker must limit comments to 3 minutes. If you are speaking on behalf of a group of 10 or more individuals present, please have those persons stand at the beginning of your comments, and you will be given 10 minutes to address the council. Please note that if you stand to support a person getting 10 minutes to speak, you will be forfeiting your right to speak on that item. I believe we have one card.
But I believe he left.
Is Ephraim Herring here?
He's there.
He's right there. Oh, that's Andrew Lopez.
Andrew Lopez. He left, I'm sorry. I saw Ephraim walk in and I saw the card and I put it together. All right, is there anyone, we don't have any cards from people that are still here in attendance. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to the council? Seeing no one, we'll close the hearing of visitors. Are there any council member reports on committees or boards or commission liaison visits? Seeing none, we will adjourn this meeting at 6:32. Thank you all very much.